Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Momversations. I'm here with the influencer, the brain behind Mamalyfeplus3 on Instagram and the podcast. And, let's give her a warm round of applause. Ooh, there you go. Welcome. So, as you all know, on Momversations, we talk about, we have the conversations that we moms need to hear. Why? Because motherhood's hard. Motherhood is not easy, and everybody and their mother tells us and father thinks they can do it better than us. So, while you don't have to be alone in your room crying in the dark, hating yourself for the things that you're falling short for, because 9 times out of 10, there are other moms out there that feel the exact same way. So, Rose, walk with me through the baddest hood in the world, motherhood. How's it going, girl? Talk to me. Tell everybody about you.
Oh my God, my name is Rose. I'm a mom of three boys. I'm a podcaster. My boys are 7 now, 2 and 3. So it's hectic. And
Oh,
I also like to dance. So,
yeah. So yeah, you're still running around with them toddlers. God
oh
bless
my
you.
God. Yes.
Yeah. So I found your channel because you like to do like dance stuff. I'm not even gonna hold you. I cannot keep up with your workouts. Like my spine is like my spirit's willing. My spine is like, yeah, no. But I try though. I do. I give it my best effort.
Girl, my workouts are like stop and go. I can't keep up with my workouts sometimes because I have to stop the kids. My little ones are running around. It's like I'm trying not to trip over the toys. It's I'm trying not to die while working out.
I'm telling the toy situation is like the never ending story, except with toys. And then it's like booby traps all over the house.
Yes.
It's-
Yes, I trip every single day. Like kid you not. Like I step on a toy every single day. And it's not even funny. Like I almost die like once a week.
so tell us about your podcast. What made you want to do this?
Oh my God. So my podcast started when I was pregnant with my second child and I was sitting home alone and I was like, I'm so bored. Like maybe I should, do a blog or something. And then my husband was like, well, you like to talk. Maybe a blog is not, because you're just writing. You like for people to hear you. So I was like, okay, maybe I could try podcasting, but who's gonna listen? And then I was like, well, who cares? Even if one person listen, I don't really care. I'm just gonna tell my story. The funny thing is, like, it started off like I was talking and my babies were screaming in the background. And I'm like, my first season is my babies like screaming in the background. So I'm like, who is going to listen to this? Like, this is ridiculous. Babies crying. I'm trying to talk. Babies are screaming. It's like, somebody's going to turn this off. So I got some listens and I was like, oh, shoot, somebody is really listening.
Because it's relatable, especially like I own a media company and have multiple shows. Do you know it goes down in the PM and all the other shows has at least one feature of one of my kids running in the background, talking loud, or my parents screaming at one of my kids because they done did something, or you'll hear my dad, "Oi, I told you get ready for church." Like every single week. And I'm like, Dad. And he'll be like, oh, I told you about that. What are you doing? Like, you knew this was happening. I'll be like, Dad, you're like, we're live right now. And he's like, I don't care. I was like, so all of America is hearing you yell about them not being ready for church. So the kids featuring on your podcast, I'm telling you, that is so relatable.
Yes, hopefully it got better as the seasons went because I figured if they went to bed, maybe I could record. So that's what I've been doing on the weekends and when they go to bed.
So do they nap, or do you put them down for a nap and then be like, okay, now
Oh,
it's the time?
the naps are like it's on and off. Like yesterday they napped. Today they didn't nap at all. So it's
Oof.
like sometimes they nap and sometimes they don't. So
My
it's low.
my daughter came home today and she was so tired. I don't know what they did to her at school today. She got off, changed her clothes, and went bam right down to sleep. Most days she chooses violence. Just saying.
My sons always choose violence. So
So, what would you say your greatest challenge is as far as creating content for your podcast, getting listens? Is it marketing, interaction?
I think it's the on the promotional standpoint because I try to put my stuff out on the Instagram. At first, I was doing Facebook groups and listening to other people's podcasts so they could listen to mine. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna just put my stuff out on Instagram and still listen to people's podcasts without expecting nothing and see what that gives me. So I think it's been working so far. My numbers are going up, but I'm not looking for like high numbers. I just want somebody to hear my story.
Okay. So, what is your story?
Well, I just want people to know what like moms in general and parents because I don't want to cast the dads out. So I just want them to know that parenting is hard. Like it's not as easy as people seem to make it sound like. Like it's the hardest thing. Like when they say when people don't have babies and people say you should have babies and people have babies, it's like what was I thinking? Like this is hard.
It makes you want to call them up and be like, "Why do you hate me?
Yeah,
Why would you do this to me?"
seriously, it makes me want to say you didn't know what I was getting into, and then you asked me to have a baby, but then you're still enjoying your life while I just had this baby.
Do you think women in 2022, do you think a lot of moms are still struggling with outside influences on their parenting style?
Yes, always. There's always gonna be somebody talking about how you should parent. Like definitely somebody telling you how to dress your baby, somebody telling you how to
Yeah.
put a diaper on, somebody telling you that you should use cloth diapers instead of or ordinary diapers, somebody telling you that you shouldn't give your baby food and you should go all generic and stuff. So there's always people talking, but you just have to, take their opinions with a grain of salt and just say, I'm just gonna do my thing because that's what parenting is.
Yeah, and it'll always be the people with no kids that
Um,
has an opinion. I'm sorry if you got no kids, that's a personal choice that I respect. Do you, but don't give me parenting advice.
oh my God,
Just don't do it. I will look at you like you're crazy.
it is.
Just no. Until you've really like sat up there late at night with a screaming child that will not go down, that is fed, changed, and okay, and that just feels like screaming all night. Don't talk to me.
Girl, I've been there 3 times. Woo!
Facts.
And
And
it's
I have an autistic child, so I'm still there.
girl, it's rough. It's rough. I pray for you because it's rough.
Yeah, like people don't get that, and everybody has an opinion on what. So how do you get past mom shame?
I just do my thing because parenting doesn't come with any instructions. So there's no right way or wrong way to do it. Sometimes I forget things in my diaper bag. Like sometimes, like I said, I forget my diapers in there. I forget my wipes. But this what it's figuring things out. Like when I forget, I'm like, you know what? He's just gonna have to stay like that until I get home, and I just rush home and change him. It's like you
Yeah.
just figure it out.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes. Like, I have my niece sometimes and she's still in Pampers, so I'll grab a couple diapers like her mom, my sister. Shout out to Blue. What's going on? Sometimes she'll pack like this huge backpack full of stuff and like key things I need is one bottle, like a stack of Pampers and some Desitin. That's it. And I got you. And, like, if she needs a change of clothes, I can run to the car and change the clothes or, I can change the clothes when she gets home and wipe her down. But in truth, like, you really just stack of Pampers, wipes, Desitin, and, like, a bottle.
Yeah, basically, yes.
It's just like backpacking, right? You set up camp, you set up the big camp, leave that, and then you pack a smaller bag to go hiking and come back to your campsite for the big stuff.
Exactly, and that's what I do. Like I don't carry the big bags. I do little bag and I put what I need in there, and that's where I go from.
All right. So, you are you what mom style are you? Are you the helicopter mom, like first kid status helicopter? Or are you like the 3rd kid mom where it's like, "Oh, fuck it, I'll just put it in my mouth. It'll be alright."
Oh my god, I'm like so the helicopter mom.
Mhm.
I hover. I do. I hover. Like seriously.
Okay, so yeah, so you hover. Do you get do you get criticized for hovering?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes. I know my husband's always telling me to leave those boys alone and just let them be. But it's like when they're jumping off furniture or like they're bumping into each other like at full speed, like I can't help it but to say stop.
Yeah, yeah. I After baby number 3, I was like, "Okay, keep it up. I'm telling you it hurts, but you're gonna learn the hard way." And when they fall or something, how's that feel? Does it hurt? Are we doing this again? No? Okay. Remember how that feels.
Girl, and sometimes you just go right back to it and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay.
See, I am guilty of hovering over my daughter and not of my 2 teen sons. Like, I'm strict on them because, I mean, I'll keep it about 50. My 15-year-old is a 6-foot black teen. So, can I walk here? No. Can I hang with can I hang no. Can I go out with such as absolutely not. They didn't get to play with like squirt guns and Nerf guns and stuff
I
as kids. But, it is what it is. I'm that kind of mom. His friends are like, "Oh, your mom's so overprotective. She never lets you go anywhere."
have a reason though. Like people people don't get it. Like we have to protect our sons like much harder, especially in today's society.
Every time I hear about some child that became a hashtag and everybody's like, "We gotta go protest," and my kids are like, "I wanna go protest." I was like, "No, you're gonna stay your ass right at home because you will not be the next one."
No, yeah. I get it.
Shoot.
Girl,
But, like, we gotta do that. This is that mom life, right?
yes.
And it's a different vibe too when they become teens. So, your oldest, you said is,
Evan.
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
my youngest is 7.
Ooh.
Oof, okay. So you're not quite at the teen phase. So we can't even talk about the teen boy stench. It's terrible.
No,
It's
I
awful.
had the sassy, I want to do my own thing and I want to tell you no, and I'm always right face.
So your 7-year-old's in school already, right?
Yeah,
So how was that for you?
it was okay because he's usually a hands-on kind of person. Like he does his work by himself. But I know I'm going to talk about this in my episode that's coming out tomorrow. Like, I hover over him when he's doing his homework. That was my biggest problem. So yeah, he knows how to do his work by himself. Like he could do it. His school thing is like a piece of cake. Like the only thing is that he doesn't like me to look over his shoulder while he's doing his homework.
I wish, but see, my daughter, same age, hates doing homework. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't get it. She'll just cry. She will cry and she will scream and she'll
So,
have a tantrum. Then I'll cry and then we'll just both be crying as people because the teacher has decided that she needs homework at her age.
girl, like, and it's not even the thing is like the teachers give them like a whole packet, like to be done by the end of the week. And I'm looking at the packet like, okay, we got to split everything up. It's like you give the kid a whole packet now.
Jesus. No, you know what though? Yes, the my daughter's teacher is real good right now. Like my daughter is enjoying reading. She's a really great teacher. Like
Oh,
I really think she's 1,000 times better than the one she had last year. And so tell everybody about the episode coming up tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it because I have always had the opinion like I used to get so upset, especially during the pandemic, and you will hear me screaming at any given day. Oh, mommy, the teacher said you have to fill this, and I'll look and I'll be like, why do I have to do it? I passed TK. I passed TK. I have an associate's degree. Why do I need to do this?
girl. Like my episode tomorrow, like it's basically about like the parents I understand wants to help, but sometimes it just, it's like they're actually writing the work and trying to do it and trying to make it perfect. But my whole point in tomorrow's episode is that sometimes the kids' work really doesn't have to be perfect. It's like whatever. That's not what the teacher is looking for.
Yeah, you gotta let them pass and fail on their own merit, and
That's
it's so hard.
tomorrow.
Because I like, especially like, I'll go check. I stopped checking my kids' essays because I write. I am a published author. I look and I said, "You literally said Gregorian chant like you counted 20. This is only 500 words."
Girl,
I get
it'll drive
I get
me
so upset. See, you're guilty of doing the projects in the whole I hate doing the projects. I'm
girl.
guilty of rewriting the essay because I don't wanna go through the frustration of multiple edits with these kids.
I'm with the projects. I like to glue and I like to paste. And I'm like, my husband's like, you know, you're not in the first grade, right? What are you doing?
So, is he reading now? Does he have a favorite book?
He reads chapter books. He likes the Treehouse series because he got a whole bunch of those. But he loves chapter books. That's all he's reading now.
Oh, that's wonderful. Alright, so what does your family think about this podcast?
I I think they enjoy it. At first, I didn't know they listened to it until my husband's aunt heard like one episode with me talking about sex, and then I was like, "Oh, so you listen to my podcast?" She was like, "Give me a heads up on what you're gonna talk about before I tune in."
But let's just be honest, sex is an important part of it. I
Girl,
mean,
yes.
sex brought us to this point, didn't it? If it
Yes.
wasn't for sex, we wouldn't be over here talking about motherhood.
Uh,
Obviously, we didn't think it was a bad idea.
but yeah, I think they like it. I think most of them listen to it now, so it's good.
That's amazing that you have the support of your family too. I really enjoyed your episode on co-parenting.
Thank you.
Well, because it's really hard to get there. And like we be petty sometimes. We do. And when you step back and realize like the kids are not benefiting from that type of pettiness, setting boundaries and being petty are two completely different things. And I really enjoyed that conversation altogether because I have a really good relationship with my ex-husband's wife. Like she's cool. Like anytime I have an issue with him, I'm like, listen, let me talk to you about your husband right now.
Yeah.
I needed this like yesterday. She's like, girl, I'm trying. I'm trying.
And it's great that y'all getting along and the kids could see that, and that affects their relationship too. So that's very important.
When I first met her, like he kept us separate. Like he refused to like introduce us. And then my daughter came home from a summer with him and she was like, I was with Auntie Yvette and I said, who's Auntie Yvette?
Oh wow.
And oh, that's daddy's new girlfriend. And I was like, um, I don't think that's your auntie. That's not your auntie.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing. So when we finally met, she seemed nervous and I was nervous too because I it's always been the experience that it's drama when this happens.
Yeah.
And I wanted her to know it's no drama. I was like, hey, how you doing? I'm Julene. What's up? Thank you for taking such good care of my daughter last summer. She's so happy and she really enjoys your company. Please make sure you give us a call, in between visits so she doesn't lose touch with you. And that like it blossomed from there.
See, that's good.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really tried to set the tone so that she knows like we're on the same page.
And that's important. That's very important, especially in co-parenting.
So, like I said, I that's one of my favorite episodes of your podcast. Which one is your favorite episode?
Oh my God. I have a lot. Oh my goodness. My favorite one is actually the one I was the one about body image, where I was talking about the mom pouch,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think that I recorded that in my car. And I just wanted to record something, and I wanted to have a meeting, and I was outside the doctor's office looking at my stomach, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna record this real quick. I don't even know if it was a good episode, but the thing is, afterwards it made me feel good, so that's why it's my favorite episode.
Hi, that's all that matters. It makes you feel good, and I bet you it made other people feel good too. I have been in the past and sometimes I get self-conscious about my body because I gained so much weight after my spinal injury. And that was really hard because I stayed in the gym. I used to be active, all that. And yeah, I was very depressed. Hearing you talk about body image and talking about these things that, we really don't usually discuss because we're supposed to love everything about being a mom.
Yes.
We're
And that,
supposed to love our tiger stripes and our pouches and our messy homes and stuff like that.
girl, and sometimes that's not the case. Like society, like put like things out there, like those like little skinny girls with flat stomachs, just jumping around the TV, and we're just looking like, oh my god, like why can't I look like her? But you got to realize that you look like you, like you were born with this body, and even if your body's out of shape, it's okay too. Like just
I
learn.
for I s- ta- my here's my view on it. I am not out of shape. Round is a shape.
Yeah,
Circle, but I am in shape.
and
Rounds a
it's beautiful.
right?
Yes. Girl, yes.
So let's talk about the dancing for a little bit.
Girl.
You talk about you have Friday and you call it Sync Up Saturday and like Self Care Sunday.
Self-care Friday.
Oh,
And
Self Care Friday, sorry.
yep,
Say it's a Sync Up Saturday.
yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so with Self Care Friday, I think I started slow and it progressed. Like my first one, I remember I did like a Mary J. Blige thing where I was doing some random dance. And then I was like, what if I do that every time? Because afterwards it felt good. I was like, what if I do that every time? And then I started doing it because music always makes me feel good. And then I added the dancing to it, and I was like, okay, yeah, that could be a thing. Like, I love it. Like, I love dancing. Even if I don't like, I don't even have, I have a little bit of rhythm, but not to the point where, okay, she's a good dancer. But to me, I'm like, okay, I'm perfect. Like, I don't really care. When the music comes on, I just move. That's all that counts.
You're a great dancer. Honestly, I really enjoy your content. So has the dancing been received well in the community? What type of feedback have you been getting?
I think they enjoy it. They just enjoy seeing my smile and just seeing me move. Like that's that's a given. Like they enjoy the consistency that I put out. Like Self Care Friday, I make sure I do it every single Friday. Like Sync Up Saturday. I love karaoke, but I can't sing. But I could lip sync. So I just put it together. I'm like, if I could lip sync to the songs and act it out, I'm good. So that's how I did Saturday.
Listen, everybody thinks they can sing until they sing into a condenser microphone. I'm
Girl,
I say you think you can blow? Sing into a condenser mic. We will find out.
that's so true.
Because a condenser mic will pick up everything.
Funny thing is, I told my husband I wanted to do karaoke, but I told him that we gotta do the karaoke with the people that can't sing because I'm not doing karaoke with professional people.
I'm down. If you figure out how to do karaoke, I mean, and like I said, like I can't condenser mic sing, but
Me either.
I used to be on the ship like singing Maxwell.
Oh,
You
yes.
know, I'm sounding awesome singing, this woman's work. How I actually sound is like tone deaf.
Oh my god.
If you work that out, I will make a whole show out of it. I'm just saying. It'll be a lot of fun, Tris.
It will be entertaining.
Definitely. So we talked about mom shame. We talked about s- uh, self care Friday, sync up Saturday. So two things. What do you What do you feel mom guilt over at times?
Leaving my kids. The
I
I
thought
used
I've been
I
there.
used so I went to Vegas with my husband. I left my kids with my parents. But the hardest thing for me was just leaving them because they will cry.
Oh,
Yes.
oh. So
I
see,
know.
so okay, and then what did you do to get past that? What made you say, you know what? I'm not just a mom, I'm a wife and I'm a woman and I need time. I need time for myself.
Therapy. Honestly, therapy. Like I've been doing therapy since the beginning of this year, and honestly, it has felt so good because the therapist has given me a lot of a lot of stuff to think about, like for instance telling me that self-care Friday it shouldn't be my only self-care thing. Like I should learn to just go out and just be without the kids. So I've been trying to force myself to, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I always find a way to just sneak out and just do my own thing.
Self-care is so important, and we are enculturated to believe that home with the kids is the only place we need to be, and we should be ashamed of ourselves if we go or do anything without them. Uh,
Girl.
I've been into therapy is cool. Like I'm currently in and have been in therapy for a long time. For since I left the military, about like a few years after I left the military, but especially now. And for me, my shout out to Irma Carrillo. Like you are so good. I'm so glad I ended up with her for a therapist. So, shout out to Irma. But my biggest issue is not asking for help. I just kinda take it all on me. So my house is a mess and I put that on me. My husband comes home from work and he has to make dinner, or I've fallen asleep and I didn't have dinner waiting for him, and then I feel guilty about that, and then I put it on me and I talk to her and I cry and I was like, I'm falling short. I feel like I'm inadequate. I'm falling short. And she's like, "Why is it so hard for you to accept help from your husband?"
That's me too. Like I don't know why it's so hard for us to just ask for help. I think it's my therapist said for me it's like a control issue. Like I want everything to the T and then I want to do it myself to be perfect. And she's like, girl, you just have to let some things go. Like if you don't do laundry, you don't do laundry. If you're gonna ask your husband, just ask. You know?
Yeah, I think for me it's because I feel like that's my job. He
Mm,
shouldn't have to do that. That's my job. If he's doing that, then I'm not doing my job. So, like I went through a whole thing, especially because the kids are forever tearing up the house. So I went through like a whole depression situation
yes.
where I couldn't be motivated enough to do it. And she was like, "Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Do it for 10 minutes. Clean the counters for 10 minutes. Wash the dishes for 10 minutes. You don't have to do a single second more than 10 minutes on the during the day. As long as you commit to doing 10 minutes during the day, daily." And that actually worked for me. So, moms, during this conversation we learned therapy works.
Yes.
Your is the best tool in your tool belt to go get therapy, and there is no shame in it. It's helpful.
And
So
crazy if you do get it. Like I think so many moms need therapy only because sometimes the kids could drive you up the wall, especially if you have like multiple kids. Like when they're running around, when they're screaming, when they're crying at the same time, that could get that could drive you crazy.
or
Like,
when they're all sick at the same time,
uh,
puking at the same time, girl.
yes,
It's
girl,
like, you know what? It's that picture of the guy having a beer at a bar that's burning. He's just like, "It's okay. We'll be alright."
girl.
So, what do you feel that you do well as a mom?
I think I nurture well. Like I know how to make them feel better whenever they're, feeling sad. And I know how to get their stuff ready and organization mostly.
Okay. So, okay, and the last topic is it's a little bit harder, and I don't want to. So, my daughter's new favorite film is like Encanto, Turning Red, and yes, and I ugly cry every single time. So, I want to talk about it. Do you feel a lot of us experience generational trauma that we have to work hard not to pass to our kids?
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
that
we
something you've experienced?
yeah, like childhood trauma kind of.
Yeah, something that like maybe your mom used to do that maybe you're realizing now is not healthy. And so you're trying to break that. The type of generational trauma that your mom used to do because your grandmother used to do it, because your great grandmother used to do it, and so on and so forth. And then now she's doing it, but then you're just like, oh, wait a minute. Let's rewind. Maybe we can do this better this time.
Yeah, I think with that is my dad. Like I'm trying not to, not to force my kids to do stuff because they're so used to saying okay you have to do this, you have to do that, or I'm trying not to get angry at my kids because I know for that when I was small that used to like scare me. So
Um, yeah, I'm trying not to yell as much, and I am trying to teach my children to be more emotionally intelligent.
oh yes.
And it's hard because how they say, for especially for young black teens, that the world is not going to be good to you. So
Mhm.
you've got to be hard, you got to be tough, you got to be your mom's got to raise you to be tough. And that was hard for me to let go of. That was real hard for me to let go of. So now I've worked to just, pour love into him and tell him out there is out there and here is a safe place for you.
I like that one. That
Well, I mean, it's the same with my husband. They got so many things to deal with outside of the house. They
they
don't
do.
come home and hear like all this kind of static for what?
That's true. They really do.
You know? So, do you find it hard to find balance between motherhood and wifehood? How do you balance marital things and mother things?
Balance was, kind of hard, but then when we figured out that if we put the kids early to bed, that we could have like our time, it became much easier. So all the kids go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night. So once they're in bed, we're with our glass of wine, we're together, we're like watching a movie. We just go to the room and do our thing. Try
Hey,
not.
hey, listen. Try not to wake them kids up.
Listen.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get it loud, girl. What?
Listen.
So sometimes it just feels that good. Damn.
Yeah. So yes, you have to find that balance. Like whether you just, put the kids to bed early and just talk to each other. Just do that. Just try to spend time with each other.
Definitely. So, is that your favorite quality time activity as far as like and like all y'all out there listening to Margaret say, get your minds out the gutter, okay? We already know that that is a given as far as favorite activities. Get your mind out the gutter. Get it out. So, but as far as like romantic, like date type of things, is that one of your favorite things?
Yes.
Yeah. Because like you talk and do you go through the, how's your day? My day's been like this. Do you find it easy to talk to him about, like, if you've had a tough day with the kids?
Yeah, kind of. And he kind of senses that because he works from home and he's normally in his office. So,
Aw, that's awesome. My husband's an essential worker, and I just get so sad when he leaves. Like, what
well,
do you mean?
sometimes my husband does leave. He's an accountant, so sometimes he works from home. Sometimes he has to go to the office. So,
Okay. Okay, well, look, thank you for being such a good sport and while I asked you all these personal questions.
girl, you're good.
Thank you, thank you. So tell everybody where they can find you and, shout yourself out and give a few shout outs if you want. Now's your time.
All right. So you can find me on Instagram, of course, Mama Life. That's Mamalyfe. And you could also find me on YouTube because I made a YouTube channel, Mama Life Plus 3.
What? Here we go.
But it's not a podcast because I wanted to separate the two for some odd, weird reason because I'm just that weird. I just put like videos, like random videos of my kids on there. So that's what it is, like random funny videos. So I just want to separate those two aspects. And my podcast you can find on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Anchor. Everywhere you listen to podcasts, I'm there. So just type in Mama Life in the search thing. And don't forget to leave a review on Apple when you do.
Hey.
Okay?
Message me on IG, all those links, and I'll put it in the description so that everybody can find you easily.
Oh my God, yes. I definitely will.
All right. And so thank you so much for coming on and talk to me. And listen, this is Momversations where once a month I talk to other moms and we just talk about motherhood and what projects and what we're going through. And I interview moms because they're rock stars and they deserve it.
Yeah.
Soon, I know I've been lagging, but soon there will be a daily video on my 3-minute conversation and where I just talk about daily mom things. I recently posted uh I posted a thing about the car line when you saw that one, huh? When the yeah, with the when you're stuck in the car line but the music knocks.
Girl.
So,
I
keep an eye
feel
out for those 2. So so, thank you for, joining us for another Momversation, and
you
we are